How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst, and today I'm going to be walking through all of my recent custom tactics that I've been using for my want to see out a game, but one which I will start with in a game, when I'm chasing a game, and when I definitely need a goal. But also actually talking you through the decisions behind said tactics. With the way the meta is this year, I want to talk to you about it. Some of you guys might be going, I watch these videos on YouTube of custom tactics and I copy them, but I don't actually know what they mean. I don't know how to adjust them in myself. So that's what we're going to be doing. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you do enjoy, please let me know by leaving a like. You can subscribe to the channel. We do upload every single day. Apart from yesterday, we had a day off. Video got corrupted yesterday, so I just said, you know what? Not happening. We do also stream on twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. Link in the description for that if you are interested. Right then, let's go ahead and talk to you about custom tactics first of all. Now, one thing I always want to get straight, because there's always someone here that sits in the comment section and says, how does that work? The team lines up as 4-2-2. I don't play Wijnaldum at right attacking mid. What you can do, which is great, you can go to custom tactics. You can then go to something called game plan. So if you click L2 from here, LT on PlayStation, LT on Xbox, L2 on PlayStation, you can then go and click whichever one you want. So let's say you want to go to ultra defensive, and the ultra defensive is what you're going to use to see out a game, for example. You then click RB and go to formations. If you click Y or triangle, you can then move around these players wherever you want. Then when you click on your D-pad to go to defense, ultra defensive, those players will be in said position. If I wanted to play my centre back up front, I can do that. Chemistry remains the same at 100. They all have the same chem. Now we've got that understood, let's go and talk to you about custom tactics. Ultra defensive, when would you use this? This might be when you are 2-1 up and it's the 82nd minute and you're looking at seeing out the game. What we want to try and do here is not invite too much pressure onto ourselves where we're going to be trapped in and we're not going to have anyone to actually play the ball out to. But we also want to make sure that we're not having every single man running forward saying, come and find me in behind, you know, I want to get behind, I want to score a goal. We're looking at keeping the tempo nice and slow, holding the ball on the opposition's edge of the box, and if you then do lose the ball, you're not going to get punished from it straight away. So defensive style here, I don't recommend drop back in this scenario. You will just invite so much pressure, and with the game is coded to be very defensive this year anyway. Balance is going to be better in my opinion. If you go on any of these three, you're going to ask for one of your players to be pulled out of position, 84th minute, 86th minute, right back comes running out, gap in behind, he then scores. There's going to be nothing more frustrating than that. So go with balanced. What does balanced actually do? A balanced style where your team presses the ball in the middle of the pitch and your team shape is neutral. If you want to press, you can do this yourself. If you want to drop back, you can do this yourself. It is overall one of the best defensive styles this year just because it gives you the best of both worlds. Now, the width, how does the width work? If you have a look at the little map in the bottom right, when it's really narrow, your defensive will sit narrow. Your defensive line will be narrow. Your left back and right back will tuck in. They'll almost be centre backs themselves. Put it on wide. Look at the gap that starts to appear between your defence and between your midfield as well. You don't really want that much width. This year on the game, what you'll probably want to do is be more narrow, and you want to probably give up more space down on the wings and let the opponent have the space there. And then it's just down to you to defend the wing play. Some people run 1, never ran it myself, never ran 2. The lowest I've ever run is 3. I tend to run about 3 or 4 here. It's going to be quite good on that front. Now, depth, this is your choice, however you want to do it. I think what does depth do, by the way? Depth is how your defensive team will sit when they haven't got the ball. So you imagine you lose a ball in the middle of the park. Where does the defensive line go? Similar to drop back, if you had this on 1, your team will go and sit back in their own 18-yard box. They will not really go and press the opponent. They want to sit back. They want to be nice and patient. For this here, if you're looking at seeing out a game, I'd probably recommend about 3. Throughout the game, you might go 5, you might go 4. Some people run 7, some people run 10. But when you're looking at seeing out a game, you don't want to leave many gaps in behind. You don't want to have that Ryan Kent that's just come on running down the line with your centre-back that's now got no stamina because he's played the whole match, and you have 7 depth and get caught in behind. So you might want to go for about 3 in here to hopefully do that. What that's going to do is give the opponent a little bit more space on the edge of the box. Long shots aren't as effective, but with Team of the Seasons this now, you know, some of them do have very good long shots. You have to be careful of that, but that's kind of where we're going to do. So we'll go for about 3 on there as well. Now, offensive style, you have multiple options here. First of all, you have balanced. Balanced is basically leaving it to the AI to make the decision themselves, or relying a lot on LB or L1 triggering runs. So if you want your right attacking mid to run in behind, using that LB button would be the best way to do it. Balanced will give you the best of everything. If they think that it's a good time to run in behind or a good time to come short, the game will make that decision for them. When you have it on long ball, I know some pro players that run this. Hashtag Harry's one that talks about it a lot, which can work really well on Weekend League. The team will make run for long balls into space behind the opposing backline or to a target man. Strikers who are fast with a good second position attribute are the best area for this tactic. What does this mean? If the opponent is playing a high depth and you have it on long ball, you're going to get a lot of joy going in behind. Any sort of runners that can make a run, right attacking mid against the back line, the striker, Mbappe might run in back against the back line. That will be really, really good. I've tried using it. I wasn't a massive fan of it myself. I like to play quite a possession style game. That doesn't give me that. Would I recommend that on the ultra defensive tactic? Probably not. Fast build-up is quite similar, but instead what will happen is when you win the ball back, all of your team will move forward. Your left back and right back will push up, and mainly your centre mids, your midfield will also move up. They want to transition from defence to attack as quick as possible. Would you want this when you are 2-1 up in the 84th minute? Probably not, so I wouldn't recommend that on this particular one. Possession. Players will support more rather than going on forward runs. This tactic strengthens a short passing game, but will cause your team to take longer to build up. This is probably going to be a preferred one when it comes to seeing out a game. Instead of your right attacking mid making the running behind, he will come short for a pass to feet. However, the reason why I like this is because most of the times I will play the pass short. But let's say if I have got room to run in behind and it's the 87th minute and I can go and get down towards the corner and then get into the opposition's box, I will tap the LB or L1 button to trigger my right attacking mid to go and make that run instead. The game won't do that for you here because you've got them on possession. It's telling them when the guy's got the ball, don't have your back to him and run away, run towards him. That's what it will always do, so you have to be sure on that. I think a balanced or possession here is going to be best for most people. I personally go with possession. Width, very similar to what we've already spoken about. It's just the attacking width. When you are trying to see out a game, having fairly decent attacking width is going to be quite good. This is going to be suitable in the 4-2-3-1, which is the formation, which would probably run in this sort of scenario. But having a decent width, 5 or 6, is kind of where I like. Players in box, I'd have this around 3 and no more. Now, this is me talking about how to see out a game. What formations are suitable to do this? I personally use the 4-2-3-1. You can use things like the 4-4-1-1 if you wanted to, very similar to the 4-4-2, but instead you have the centre forward. Player instructions wise, you will have on this is across the board, I'm giving you all options. The fullbacks will be on stay back while attacking. You would probably have both CDMs on stay back while attacking, and you might even have the wingers on come back on defence. You want to make sure though that your striker, you leave on stay forward, and you might even have getting behind if he's quick enough, depends on who it is. But definitely stay forward. You want an outlet to play the ball out to when you are defending. The 4-4-2 is a little bit too aggressive to maybe see out a game. The 4-1-2-1-2 you wouldn't want to use. The 4-2-2-2, if you were playing that from the start, I would actually probably change to a 4-2-3-1 to see out the game. I think it's better. And you can even use variants of the 4-3-3. One of the formations that I use quite a lot to see out a game is the 4-3-3-2, which works quite well. You have that one centre defensive mid. I would have my wingers on comeback on defence. I'd have one centre mid on getting to the box and the other one just on completely balanced, and that works really, really well. Those are your options. You can go with a 5 at the back if you really wanted to shut up shop. I've never ran it this year though. I'm not a massive fan of the 5 at the back formations, but for me, 4-2-3-1 is the king one. How would I run it in this particular one? It would look something like that. I'd have, say, probably Dembele up front, Bobby Firmino at cam, and then I'd chuck, no, sorry, I'd do it this way around, wouldn't I? I haven't used, obviously I've reset everything on here for us. And I look like that. And then my instructions, I'd have stay back while attacking on the fullbacks, come back on defence, get into box across for them two, just like so. Come back on defence on that man, cut passing lane, stay back, cut passing lane, stay back. And then on this one, stay forward is the kind of the key instruction there. That would be my tactic to see out a game. Now, let's go and talk to you about, I'm playing a weekend where I want to try, right? I want to try and get the most amount of wins. I've always talked to you about the 4-2-3-1 being the most strongest meta formation this year. Why? It gives you solid defensive stats. It gives you a solid formation on the pitch, gives you absolute soundness everywhere across that you need, but it also has very good attacking patterns with the triangles that I always talk about. The 4-2-3-1 is the most balanced. However, it won't score you the most amount of goals. To get the most amount of goals, you're going to be looking at a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow or a 4-4-2. The 4-2-2 has seen a little bit more light recently. I think if you're going to play 4-2-2, I prefer the 4-4-2 in myself. I rock the 4-2-3-1. I prefer having a centre attacking mid. That is the king for me. How would I run my 4-2-3-1? If I'm wanting to really focus, I'll probably look something like this. like that, maybe 4-4. Sometimes if I want to go heavier, I'll go 7. Quite rare that I'll do that. Depends on the team that I'm using. If I've got a weaker team, the depth will stay lower. If I've got a strong team, the depth will stay higher. This might be on press on possession loss instead of heavy touch. Press on heavy touch, I don't understand how the actual tactic works, because how does the game know that someone's going to take a heavy touch? That always gets me thinking, but I find it works. Press after possession loss basically means when you lose a ball, your team will press like mad. You will get caught out when you use this. You need to be a good defender. You need to be able to right stick switch, all of that sort of stuff. It's a very, very good tactic. It doesn't drain as much stamina as constant pressure or going down and left on the D-pad for team press. So press on possession loss or press on heavy touch for me is kind of what I would use if I was wanting to focus, or balanced. I'll never use drop back, but I'll use one. Them three are kind of my go-to, right? So let's say for here, I run balanced. I've come up against someone that I know is equally as good as me. I recognize the gamer tag. I recognize the name. This is what it will look like for me. Exactly like that. I normally run possession. Width-wise, I'd go with that. I run 1 players in box or 2 players in box. I do not recommend, if you are a silver player, you are a gold player, I don't recommend this. I think you should have this a little bit higher. What this will do is it will cause your team to have more runners going into the box. I like to play a possession style game when I'm tryharding, right? Having it as low as I do really does create lack of chances, and it's down to you as the player to initiate that, using the LB runs, using skill moves, quick 1-2s. All due respect, can your average silver player run this and have a lot of fun with it? Probably not. You need that little bit more support from the AI with the attacking run, so I'd have it like that. And that is how my 4-2-3-1 would look. Now, player instructions. I would go, I really like balanced fullbacks, right? But if I know this guy is equally as good as me, this is exactly how it would look. Okay? Just exactly like that. Cut passing lanes, start while attacking, cover centre on my more defensive-minded midfielder, as I just move all this around so you can see how it would kind of line up in the game. Let's get Bruno. I hate that you can't change this around comfortably, and it would look like that. So that's how it would go for me and my 4-2-3-1 on a particular team that I'm using. Stay back while attacking, overlap on the right back and left back. My more defensive midfielder, cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, cover centre. On my more attacking midfielder, I think you should have midfielders that can hold the ball, pass well, dribble. We will have one that's more defensive minded, then one that's more attacking. This would be Marcelo for me. I'd have him on cut passing lanes, cover centre. This means that he's not going to get dragged out onto the wing when the ball goes down the wing. That'll be your fullback and your left attacking mid, right attacking mid that would deal with that. And your defensive mid will stay in the middle. If you feel like you don't have your defensive mid there in enough scenarios, that could be why. Make sure you've got cover wing. Now, cut passing lanes. Man mark isn't as effective this year. You want the cut passing lanes. What is a passing lane? Let's say Gerrard has got the ball in the middle of the pitch and he's trying to find his striker in Firmino. Your centre defensive mid will cut off that pass. That's their AI instruction. So he will move into that passing lane and say, no, I'm going to block that off. You need to go elsewhere to try and find that. Then Gerrard will have to go out to right attacking mid to Mane or something. That sort of thing. That's why we want cut passing lanes. So crucial. You want to stop the passes going into the middle and you want to send the opposition out wide. Right attacking mid, left attacking mid. I've always enjoyed getting to the box across here. I don't like free roam. I know some of you guys run free roam. I feel like it doesn't give you enough team shape, team balance. They don't seem to be where I want them to be. And I'd have them on that. On my centre attacking mid, completely balanced. And this is where, for me, I've got Firmino at the minute, who's high work rates. I leave him on stay forward. You can either get him on getting behind if you've got someone that's absolutely rapid and very good at running the line. The issue is, though, when you are on getting behind, your striker will run towards the goal, and even when there's no room to actually running behind, the defensive line is sitting deep. Let's say they're on drop back, 1 depth. Getting behind is useless. They will try and run in behind when there's no room there. They sometimes will run into the goal and then run back because they're stupid. Balance can be good here in this sort of scenario. When you are winning a game 2-1, like on the ultra defensive tactic, and someone's chasing you, they're going to have a higher line more than likely. They're going to be on press on possession last, team press. So having getting behind can work really well there. But this is one where it's like a 0-0, 60th minute. Most people are going to be running quite a low depth on that sort of front. So in the game, I'll just go to left on the D-pad and move along to defensive to get to that. Now, attacking, what would this be? This would be my formation if I wanted to be in control. I'm better than the opponent, but I'm still wary of how they would be. I would run the exact same formation and tactics as what I ran previously on the ultra defensive with the 4-2-3-1, but the only difference would be I'd have the fullbacks on balanced and overlap. Everything else would be the exact same for me. The player instructions, one CDM on stay back, one on balance. All of this would be the same as the last time. I'd have the same sort of width, the same sort of depth. I might even have higher depth. But as a whole, if I was focusing on the weekend, I might leave it on that. If the other one was on balance, this one would be on press on heavy touch or possession loss, and all of this would be the same. That's how I'd run it. If I wasn't using the 4-2-3-1 and I wasn't having joy with it, and I feel like 2 strikers is what I need, that's where I would go with the 4-4-2. Now, I run a higher depth on the 4-4-2, and I also run quite a high width, and I normally tend to run fast build up on here and much more players in box. I normally tend to go for about 5 or 6 on players in box. Corners, free kicks, I always leave on 1 or 2 because I hate getting counted on from a corner. And I will definitely, this is the one I'm going to go to. I know I'm better than the opponent. I know they've not got a great team. I know I'm better than them, and I just want to get the goals and try and get a rage quit. I'd go to this. Or this is on 2-1 down, 60th minute. The guy's playing very well. I don't want to give up too much in behind because it's still early doors. I just need to try and get a goal. How would I then do that? I mean, in terms of this, I'd have my fullbacks on balance. I'd have them on overlap again on that side of things. As we go to there, overlap. I would have these on, where is it? Get into box for cross, just like so. I would have my one CDM on cover center and stay back. So I might do that there. And then I'll have the other one on cover center and balance. This person as well can be put on get into the box for cross. If you have like a Rude Hullet, a Firmino, a Fernandez, someone that can really do the box to box midfield quite well, having get into the box for cross here can be really crucial. I then run balanced on one striker and get in behind on the other. Them two play off each other really, really well when you do that. Again, if I was using Firmino up here, though, I would use him on stay forward. Very, very good counter-attacking formation. You wouldn't want to use this if you're looking at holding the ball. Not really that sort of formation. The 4-2-3-1's better for that. But very, very good and a really enjoyable formation. Now, going on to the ultra-attacking formation. This would be the one when I am 3-1 down, 3-0 down, 60th minute, whatever it is, and I need goals, 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 goals. You are going to leave yourself open. It's just going to be crazy, but it will get you goals. So you need to try and defend very well. How are we going to do that? We're going to go constant pressure. You can go really, really high width, really, really high depth. That's kind of what I would run on this with 3 at the back. It's very risky. You are asking for trouble, but it's what you need in a sense. It's what you need when you are chasing a goal. So even like here, corners, I would move up now to like 3, just again to try and take that risk. I would look at constant pressure, fast build up. This can work with 3-4-1-2, 3-5-2, 4-2-2, 4-4-2. Whatever it is that you're running doesn't matter as long as it's not like a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I see a lot of you guys go, I'm chasing a game analyst and I move to 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. If you're 3-1 down, that formation's really hard to hold the ball against. You need to have width. You need to have men forward. That's why a 3 at the back formation can give you that. Look at that. It's got the width, so you can press out there if someone's trying to hold the ball. And then it can counter in the middle really, really well. How would I run this? Obviously, I'd move one of my guys into centre-back. I would have the one out here on getting behind, the left mid and the right mid. The one CDM will be on getting to the box across, cover centre, and the other one will be on completely balanced. Notice, though, no stay back while attacking. We're not trying to defend here. We'll trust our 3 defenders at the back to stop if anything comes through. Stay forward for the guy in the middle, the centre attacking mid. Get in behind on both strikers. We need goals. That is how I would do it. Again, you can use what formation you like as long as it's not narrow. So don't just go 3 at the back's what I need. If you feel more comfortable with a 4-4-2 in this scenario, you can do, but you would need to up the depth. You would need to up everything else. That is how custom tactics work for me. That's kind of what I would go to and run, and that's a thought process. This isn't a blind copy everything that I do. This is hopefully educated in you knowing what they are and how they work and how you can make adjustments yourself and how you can learn and have a tinker with it. If you say to me, I want to try a new formation, I want to try, let's say, I don't want to go 4-2-3-1, I want to give analysts a go, I want to give the 4-3-3 a go. That's a formation I want to use. Okay, how would I recommend doing this? Go completely balanced on everything, player instructions, everything, play 10 games, tweak things as you go, learn what you think needs changing. That's how I kind of tend to go with my formations and tactics and how I make those adjustments for you guys. If you did enjoy the video, please let me know by leaving a like. You can subscribe to the channel. As I said, we do upload every day. If you are interested as well, we do have a second channel where we've recently started. The link is in the description at the top of the description bar for that. If you want to go over there and check that out, that'd be greatly appreciated. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.